All right, welcome to the show. This is the Set My Lineup Showdown where we break down the fantasy projections compared to the prices in DraftKings on the Showdown slates only. We've done several games already this week, but we're going to get into the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns and show you what we think we can do. I've already got it stacked up over here with Dontrell Hilliard in the lineup because Dontrell Hilliard is just such an insane value. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts and show you what we're working with, and then I'll break down this lineup and show you how to break out some more lineups from these rankings. All right, so Dontrell Hilliard as the flex spot, insane value at only 200 salary cap for a 7.51 projection. Just for some comparisons, your kickers get projected for about that range, and they're 3,600. So you're saving a ton of money. We're going to go Dontrell Hilliard really heavy just to open up these lineups. But at the same time, there's so much cheap value in this game that playing a guy like Hilliard isn't even a necessary. Like, we can make lineups without him. You're going to want to have Higgins in the lineup, maybe even paired with your kickers if you're going to go that way. But yeah, let's get into this. Let me show you what can happen with Dontrell Hilliard. Even your studs are cheap in this game, so you can fit everyone in the lineup. We'll hop back over to the DraftKings draft board. I'll show you. We got Dontrell Hilliard in the front, and this is my favorite lineup with him because you're stacking, I think, the best players in the game. And Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Marcus Mariota is not that great for fantasy at all times, but I think he's just a better option than Corey Davis or Adam Humphries. Derrick Henry, Jarvis Landry. Again, if you're like super high on a guy like Njoku, you can pull any of these people out and put him in. Same thing with a Corey Davis or an Adam Humphries. And then that's going to be an even more contrarian lineup if you do some things like that. So this is pretty awesome. All right. So that's just what you can do with Hilliard. Throw Hilliard in your captain spot and then go wild, man. Put anybody that you want in. Just there's no limits. There's no limits when you got Hilliard in. So let's go ahead and take a look at Higgins. We got Rashard Higgins, Tennessee at Cleveland, 9.2 fantasy points per game last year. In my projections, we've got Rashard Higgins at getting only 8.92 this year, but at 4,600, that's an insane value. At the captain spot, it's crazy value for 13.38 at 6,900. You're looking at Jarvis Landry projected at 17.65 at 12,000 compared to 6,900. That's crazy. Some other pretty solid values would be Njoku again if you're really high on him having a big game, but I'm going to kind of avoid Njoku because of the value we have elsewhere. We already saw what happens when you throw your boy Higgins in the lineup. So let's go ahead and make another pick. We're going to run, Hilliard in the lineup. We're going to run this one with Rashard Higgins and see if we can't keep Hilliard out of the game and build a lineup from there. And before we dive too much into that, let me go ahead and give you a breakdown for why we like Hilliard and Higgins so much. So let's find Hilliard, show you what they got going on in the news. Expected to return punts, and that is not exciting. But right here, this is what's exciting. Hilliard gashed Detroit. This was just preseason action. But Hilliard is a strong candidate to begin the season as the Browns' top backup running back / change of pace option and has acquitted himself nicely during the team's exhibition slate. Boom. $200. Get him in your lineup, boys. All right, let's move on. Again, like we were talking about, we're going to do a Higgins lineup because Rashard Higgins is also extreme value, especially for the captain spot. 9.2 projection at only 6,900. Delaney Walker, 9.2 fantasy points per game. Why do we have Walker so low? His projection's only 7.23 at 4,800. So there's another cheap option if you think Delaney's going to have a game. But I'm going with Higgins, man. I'm going with the numbers. I'm going with what they're telling me to do. I'm putting Higgins as my captain, and I'm building it out from there. We got Rashard Higgins. I'm gonna definitely put Baker Mayfield in pretty much every lineup I do for this game. Nick Chubb. We need Derrick Henry in because the Titans aren't going to do much. Nick Chubb, and we want Jarvis Landry. That leaves us with 4,100. So we're going to pick one of the kickers. We've got Santos and Siebert. What are we doing? We're going back to the board. We always go back to the board. The board says to go with Siebert. 3,600 at 7.7 projected. Why is that? It's because of the game projection. We think that he's going to have a better game than the projections say, and the value is showing that. That's why he's got a $3,600 price tag at a better value than Santos. That's just the way that's shaken out. That's because we don't think the Titans are going to score that much, just to be quite frank with you. Um, So yeah, right here, go ahead and plug and play whoever you want. You got Siebert, you got Santos, and if you're gonna do a contrarian lineup, you're trying to win yourself a tournament, I would plug AJ Brown in. Again, you want to avoid kickers and defenses when you're trying to win a tournament, just because a lot of people are gonna have them in. And if you got a guy like AJ Brown in there that they aren't gonna be stacking when they're stacking their cheap guys like defenses or kickers, you have a huge upside opportunity. If AJ Brown gets a touchdown or one big play, you're gonna just trump what they were gonna do with their kickers pretty much instantly. And if they've got the same lineup built but a kicker, you're gonna win that tournament or you're gonna place better than that team. So this is gonna be one of my favorite contrarian lineups. Um, Again, if you're gonna do the lineup with your boy Hilliard for $200, you can really put anyone in, but your upside's gonna be limited. I'm sorry, your consistency will be limited. You're gonna have plenty of upside. Um, so yeah, there's the concerns there. Anyway, that's enough for the Titans and Browns games. There's a lot of things you can do. You're gonna want to start Higgins. You're gonna want to start Hilliard, and you're gonna want to use AJ Brown in place of some kickers if you're trying to do some tournament plays. Those are my three big keys to take away from this game as you're setting your lineups. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the show as we broke down the Titans and the Cleveland Browns for Sunday at 1 p.m. Come back and check us out for all the other showdown breakdowns and subscribe if you want to see notifications when these go up. Thanks again. Peace.